dear Christians. This time I would like to make a video about the Mandela Effect or the Mengele Effect. The Mandela Effect is when people recollect a certain event in the past that did not actually happen. I have a website here from the Mandela Effect.net. The Mandela Effect can be described as a phenomenon where a large group of people tend to have memories of a thing that actually did not happen. The name Mandela Effect was derived from the 2013 incident when the iconic Nelson Mandela died, and many people are claimed to remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison during the 80s, when in fact he lived for decades afterwards. Before the Mandela Effect was named the Mandela Effect, this was actually called the Mengele Effect, because even Dr. Mengele in World War II knew about this. Many websites analyze the Mandela Effect, so you have many different options to choose from. A really interesting one is Forrest Gump as an example. Everybody knows the movie that grew up in the 90s, watched the movie Forrest Gump, Run Forrest Gump. And if you look at a scene that you watched back then and remember a scene of the movie, Forrest Gump, life is like a box of chocolates, or life was like a box of chocolates. What was right or what was wrong? If you recall the famous line from Forrest Gump movie, which of the following did Forrest say? Life was like a box of chocolates. Life is like a box of chocolates. The answer in this reality is A. Life was like a box of chocolates. I remember in my mind that life is like a box of chocolates. That was the iconic scene. And it is actually, if you play it again,
you want a chocolate? I could eat about 1.5 million of these. My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates.
Life was like a box of chocolates. It actually doesn't make any sense. Life is like a box of chocolates makes more grammatical sense. Life in the past tense is that you're no longer living. So this was quite a weird Mandela Effect that I had. Another Mandela Effect is Mirror, Mirror on the Wall from Walt Disney. The topic of Snow White and Mirror, Mirror keeps resurfacing. It's a good example of our dilemma when analyzing Mandela Effect memories. The key Snow White phrase is usually translated as mirror, mirror, or looking glass, looking glass. Mirror, mirror is what most people remember the Queen saying in the 1937 Disney movie Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. One would think that memorable movie produced reliable, consistent memories, including the famous mirror, mirror line. However, the Queen in that movie actually said, magic mirror on the wall. I remember in many movies or many series that was quoted, mirror, mirror on the wall, but it's actually magic mirror on the wall. So that is the Mandela Effect from Snow White. But in the German version, it is Spieglein, Spieglein an der Wand. So in essence, the German translation is mirror, mirror on the wall, but the English version is mirror on the wall, who is the most beautiful of them all. And that is actually the video. It's gonna rock your mind.
Slave in the magic mirror, come from the farthest space.
What wouldst thou know, my queen?
Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?
So, Snow White, the original, is magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? And we all had it in our minds, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? That's another Mandela Effect. Another Mandela Effect is from Queens, from We Are the Champions. Many of those familiar with the song remember the final lyrics being no time for losers, cause we are the champions of the world. There is no of the world. The song just ends and it's driving people crazy because they feel 100% sure that they've heard otherwise in the past. Might be that they changed the lyrics to the song or added an extra line with other people in some versions of it. We don't know. But fact is, this is the ending of Queen. So you heard, not of the world, so we are the champions, and it ends there. That is the Mandela Effect from Queen. Another Mandela Effect is from Monopoly. People think the Monopoly man, Uncle Rich Pennybags, has a monocle, but he doesn't. I always believed that he had a monocle. I always thought that he had a monocle, but he doesn't. Apparently he doesn't have a monocle. Incredible, no? The tip of Pikachu's tail isn't black. I always remembered him having a small tip on the tail. Maybe when he gets electrified that he gets that tip, I don't know. Another incredible Mandela Effect or Mengele Effect is 51 or 52 in the United States. I always believed that the United States had 51 states. I was in San Francisco in 1994, 1995, and I believed that the United States had 51 states, or 50 states at least, and apparently the United States only has 50 states, whereas people recollect that there are 52 or 51 states. So that is also another Mandela Effect. Another Mandela Effect is, as an example, Sex and the City. Many people recollect the series from being Sex in the City, but it's Sex and the City. Explanations that we can have for the Mandela Effect is either they adapted the programming, that means the products changed, and hence also the data that is available on these products changed. That means, like in 1984, we adapt history such that the brands look the same, as an example. That is a possible Mandela Effect. Or like I've said before, the Mandela Effect is also partially explainable with time alteration mechanics, pretty much as in The Flash, where the Flash, or Barry Allen, goes back in time to change time to save his parents and create an alternate timeline. We could, in theory, go back in time and change little bits of our own past. We cannot change everything, but slight alterations to the timeline can be made, and every single time a small alteration is made, this results in a Mandela Effect, where people recollect things that was apparently that way, and it changed. That is a possible explanation for the Mandela Effect. The second explanation is control of information. Rice Krispies or Choco Krispies, as an example, from Kellogg's. They keep changing the emblems. So in theory, it could be a Mandela Effect when people recollect a monkey instead of a bear on one of these Kellogg brands. But I believe it's small alterations to the timeline, and our minds are not ready to see that possibility yet. And at the same time, conditioning. That means that we believe a certain phrase that we heard and that it's changed, or that the original phrase was heard differently. It's difficult to explain. Another very nice Mandela Effect is from Darth Vader. He doesn't say, "Luke, I am your father." He says, "No, I am your father." So it's a phrase that everybody believes to have heard before, but the actual phrase is, "No, I am your father."
Join me, and I will complete your training. With our combined strength, we can end this destructive conflict and bring order to the galaxy. I'll never join you! If you only knew the power of the dark side. Obi-Wan never told you what happened with your father. He told me enough. He told me you killed him. No. I am your father. That's not true.
No, I am your father. So this is the Mandela Effect on the Star Wars movies. Everybody believes, "Luke, I am your father," but it's not. Another Star Wars Mandela Effect is 3CPU isn't all gold. If you look at the full pictures, he has a silver leg everywhere. I've never seen this. I always believed he was completely gold. So that is a Mandela Effect from the Star Wars universe. As you can see on this website, there are many Mandela Effect examples that you can look at. It's incredible. Here's another website with over 40 Mandela Effects. There is even a Will Smith Mandela Effect. It's incredible. So in essence, Mandela Effect over Star Wars. Yeah, our memories are affected by that as well. What I wanted to say as well is that my latest Spanish video is online. It's called Alex sobre la verdad oculta 2019. El gobierno oculto en la sombra que tiene el poder en este mundo. Sobre documentales o verdaderas personas que han visto con sus propios ojos esas cosas ocultas del gobierno oculto en la sombra que tiene el poder en este mundo. So this is my second Spanish video. I will be trying to produce more Spanish videos in the near future if possible. I will see how much I can update my production or increase my production of videos. Another thing that I wanted to share is my Facebook feed again. Alfred Schäfer was sentenced to 18 months additional prison time for forbidden speech in Germany. So sad. A week ago, on August 8, 2019, he had a hearing in front of a court and he got another 18 months extra jail for just making a video about revisionist history. It's really sad, but it's the truth that in Germany, you get jailed for hate speech. The true history from Karl Richter, a person on Facebook that you should follow. He does very good posts in German about true history, true conspiracies, and basically the truth. There's apparently a NASA picture that shows us wherever in the world there's a fire. So apparently in South Africa and between South Africa and Middle Africa, there's a lot of fire. In South America, there's also a lot of fire. In the Amazonas region. It's really sad that they're burning down the rainforest everywhere. The same chemical that is used to stop the heart inmates of death row is also used in these vaccines from influenza, MMRV, Varicella, rotavirus, and zoster. So they have potassium chloride, mercuronium bromide, and midazolam in these vaccines. Well, we all hope that Donald Trump would jail Hillary Clinton and take care of the swamp and drain the swamp. It didn't happen, but I believe he got time, and that Donald Trump is trying his best to avoid a third world war. We're all doing our parts from our perspective. John Denugent, if you can help him, he has been a white civil rights activist since over 40 years now, and his partner Margie has cancer, throat cancer, and the medicines cost a lot. Also the alternative medicines cost a lot, so keep sending them stuff. Perhaps Margie will heal fully one day. It is also beautiful. I like sharing these animal videos. I don't know what type of race this is of animals, but it looks really sweet. It's surreal actually. I just loved it. That's also what I like to share on Facebook. The Katyn massacre, when Stalin ordered the execution of 22,000 men, then blamed the Nazis. There's another fault in history. People believe that the Katyn massacre was made by the Germans or by the Nazis, but this isn't the case. It was the Russians, the Soviets, the Russian commissars that executed the Katyn massacre, where they executed over 22,000 Polish officers. The Vril Society and the Secret Space Program, also very interesting, from Robert Sapir. And this is so sad. This is the first German news outlet, Focus.de, that actually posts about the burnings of the Amazonas rainforest in South America. And we actually debated on what is happening there, and we came to a conclusion that they want to destroy the rainforest, the powers that be always want to destroy. That is their prime choice. At the same time, we know for a fact that most oxygen is generated by the algae in our oceans. So in essence, our oceans are also being attacked and destroyed, but they're so vast and so big that 70 or 80% of the oxygen that we breathe every day is generated in our oceans by algae. So in essence, we could always replant the rainforest afterwards, I hope, if it doesn't turn to a Sahara. So sad. Here is a thread from the Unbestechlichen.com, a German news outlet. The Epstein connection, where a modeling agency transferred over 1,000 minor-aged girls to Epstein. So this is being researched right now online. People are digging for the truth on this matter. If he would have spilled the beans on the thousands of people he knew, he could have drained the swamp, I believe. This was my video on the Mandela Effect. I hope you enjoyed it. I will now be transporting to Schüttorf, Germany. Alex, the transport room 2. Could you transport me to the Fest in Schüttorf? Well, I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to rate and comment and subscribe. Many greetings from the Fest in Schüttorf, and cheers!